Hi, and welcome to another Radan technical video. This technical video looks at the methods of setting up and using multi-tools. Multi-tools enable you to load multiple punch tools into a single station. Like any other tool, a multi-tool has a tool number and it displays in the list of available tools in the tool library editor. Although tools can still be loaded into the multi-tool stations by dragging and dropping from the main tool list, you can also define a preloaded multi-tool and drag and drop the multi-tool into the main station. When a multi-tool is loaded, the stations of preloaded tools within the multi-tool can optionally be viewed and are listed with a gray background. The tooling category of the machine configuration editor has a number of options for controlling the use of multi-tools. Defining multi-tools is similar to defining any tool in Radan using the tool library editor. Select the Add Multi-Tool icon within the tool library editor to access the Add Multi-Tool dialog. The fields at the top of this dialog are also part of the multi-tool definition, including the tool number and description, multi-tool type. The tool type is hard-coded to multi-tool automatically, and some machines also support MC code and designation values. Similar in design to the main tool library editor, this Add Multi-Tool dialog lets you add tools into the available stations of a multi-tool using drag and drop. These represent preloaded tools the multi-tool normally contains. Double-clicking the loaded multi-tool station gives access to defining tool loading settings. Selecting the OK button saves the multi-tool and prompts for the option to create the symbol file. Default image files are provided to represent a multi-tool. Let's walk through these steps inside of Radan. From within the tool library editor, the Add Multi-Tool icon is right next to the Add Tool icon. Selecting it brings up the Add Multi-Tool dialog. Similar to standard tools, multi-tools require a tool number and description as well as a multi-tool type. It's always a good idea to use a naming convention that describes the tool and helps identify the definition for use in production. Tools can be dragged and dropped directly into multi-tool stations, essentially preloading the multi-tool. Double-clicking the station entry allows the loading detail to be edited. Selecting the OK button and then Yes to the symbol file dialog creates a symbol file for the multi-tool and switches back to the tool library editor, where the new multi-tool is now listed within the tool library. When multi-tools are preloaded using the Add Multi-Tool dialog, then loading the multi-tool into the standard tool loading can be done using drag and drop, just as with standard single tools. The preloaded tools are grayed to indicate they are loaded in the defined multi-tool. Any empty multi-tool stations are shown bold and allow a tool to be dragged and dropped into that open multi-tool station, supporting the traditional method of defining multi-tools. Selecting the OK button after loading the multi-tool prompts to save the current STL, necessary if the multi-tools are to be used by auto-tooling. Let's review this in Radan. So now that we have a multi-tool defined and preloaded with tools, it's a simple matter of dragging and dropping that multi-tool from the tool list on the left into the appropriate station in the STL. Just like standard tools, if the multi-tool is not appropriate for a station, the tool library editor will not allow the tool to be loaded into the station. Notice when I try to load the Station 5 multi-tool into the main station number 2, configured for a 10-station multi-tool, that the tool cannot be dropped into that main station. But it does go into Station 1. Notice too that the preloaded tools within the multi-tool are listed with a gray background and can optionally be viewed using the icon to expand or contract the multi-tool station listings. Also be aware that the STL must be saved when multi-tools are loaded into the tool library, and the STL must be available to auto-tooling if you want auto-tooling to make use of the tools within the multi-tool automatically. Settings for controlling multi-tools for your machine configuration are defined in the Machine Configuration Editor. If you have just purchased a new type of multi-tool assembly, you will need to add this new multi-tool type to the system. This is done in the Machine Configuration Editor's Tooling category in the Multi-Tool section. After selecting the multi-tool to configure, you can then identify the number of multi-tools of that type available, whether or not they can be used in an auto-indexing station, and the main turret stations assumed to contain the chosen multi-tool type by default. The help icon will assist you in understanding all the settings. Let's take a look at these settings inside of Radan. As just mentioned, the control settings for multi-tools are defined within the Machine Configuration Editor. You can select from the list of multi-tool types supported for this current machine, and you can set the number of multi-tools of that type that are available, as well as whether that type can be loaded into an auto-index station. You can also set the main turret stations that will default to that multi-tool type. Back in the Tool Library Editor, notice that Station 2 defaults to a 10-station multi-tool. Even though Station 2 is default to a 10-station multi-tool, single tools compatible with this station can still be loaded into that main station. Some tips and other important points to make about multi-tools include the point mentioned earlier that unlike simple tools, multi-tools that are not saved in an STL will not be used by automatic tooling. Order mode shows the multi-tool loaded in the main station and the associated multi-tool punches in the multi-tool stations listed below the main station. It's a good idea to prefix the tool description with the multi-tool type to aid selection of the multi-tool. It's not required to preload every multi-tool turret. Empty multi-tool stations can still be loaded from the main Tool Library Editor. And check out the new invert selection icon to aid rapid tool filtering for selection in both the Tool Library Editor and the Add Multi-Tool dialog. Let me demonstrate that in Radan. Within the Tool Library Editor, there are a number of different display filters for controlling what is listed. Unchecking a filter removes that type of tool from the list temporarily. With the new invert option, the opposite list can quickly be displayed. So in this case, if I just wanted to list square tools, I don't have to uncheck all other filters separately. The same invert selection button is in the Add Multi-Tool dialog as well. In summary, we've seen that multi-tools are easy to define and use with the standard Tool Library Editor, and simple to control through the Machine Configuration Editor. Thanks for watching this tech video, and stay tuned for more videos from the Radan Resource newsletter, and check out other Radan tech videos in the video clips section of the Vero Customer Support portal.